You're just going to need a Dollar Tree charger with like the fluted.
And I am going to try to make this into a coastal mirror. I saw something at Kirkland's, really expensive. Let me post a picture of what I saw. Here it is. It's a painted nautical rope wood framed wall mirror, and I thought that that was really cute, and I knew I could make this with just a couple items from the Dollar Tree. Do you see the price on that? Crazy. So we're going to make maybe a smaller version. So I am going to use a Dollar Tree mirror. This is just one of their round mirrors. I just peel the paper off the back, and this was super easy to remove from the frame. It was only attached with like 3 dots of like glue. So I think that's going to be the perfect size to fit in the middle of the charger. It's already got like a great color, but I want to do like every third one a different color, like kind of like what they did on my inspiration piece. And so I'm just going to start painting. Now, there is a little groove in between the little flutes of the side of the plate, so it makes it really easy to paint, stay inside your line, and not have to tape anything. So I'm just going to go every third with this color. This is Caribbean Blue acrylic paint. And I'm going to leave one that existing color of blue with the black distressing on there because I think that looks really pretty. And yes, I did go around and count every single one of these little sections of the plate to make sure it was divisible by 3. And yay, it was. So this was super easy to do. So I'm just skipping to painting every single one Caribbean blue. And then we're going to go in there and add another color. I really appreciate the fact that this was easy to paint without having to tape it for sure. And I think that color looks really nice with the blue that's already on there. So I give that a quick dry, and then I want to go in with like a driftwood color, and I don't really have any paint that color, so I'm going to kind of make it by mixing a little bit of ivory acrylic with some antique wax by Waverly. I love that finish it gives. I use it a lot. Just trying to mix it until I get it the way I like it, and then we're going to go in and paint every third this driftwood color too. So I just pick one. I'm going to do it right next to the blue one. And make sure you get your paint dry. You don't want them like bleeding into each other. And I'm just using a small brush from the Dollar Tree. And you have to go over it a couple times, but I don't really want great coverage. I think it's going to kind of add to the distressed element of the piece. And this was probably the easiest DIY we did today. This was really easy to put together, and it turned out so pretty. I just love it. So every third, we're making a driftwood color. And I do want to kind of go over the whole thing with a little ivory to distress it, just to give it more of that coastal farmhouse vibe. So I'm just using a chunky brush from the Dollar Tree and just kind of pulling it away from the edges to stress the outside edge. If you get a little too much on there, you can always blend it or wipe it a little bit with a baby wipe. I also go in and kind of pull from the inside too, just to kind of distress that inner edge as well. Now here is the mirror. I think it's going to fit in there really nicely with enough room to do a rope border like they had in there. So I'm just going to put down a lot of hot glue here to make sure this mirror stays in place. And there is my camera. So we're just going to make sure that is glued down well, and then we can add the rope to this project. I'm going to use some of the Dollar Tree brown rope. I decided on the thicker one. You could totally get away with the smaller one as well. I kind of went back and forth whether I wanted to do 1 or 2 rows like they did, and I ended up going ahead and doing 2 rows. So I'm just going to pick a place to start, and we can start gluing that around. Now, I do kind of want to burn the fuzzies off first, and so that's what I'm going to do. And I kind of end up burning the fuzzies off of all of this because it was a little rough. Once you get it in there, you're not going to be able to clean it up at all. So that's always an important step, especially on something like this mirror where I don't want a lot of fuzz happening to block the mirror. So I just do a bead of hot glue, and we're just going to start doing like one section at a time. I am gluing this up against the edge of the little charger plate. And if you do like a quarter at a time, you can kind of still work with your hot glue while it is nice and wet. And we're going to do that all the way around. Now, honestly, the one piece of rope really almost filled the entire seam in. There was a little bit of a gap. And the original piece did have 2 pieces of rope to go around the inside. So that is why I chose to do another row. So I'm just going to start at the bottom, the same place that I had the seam on the first one, just to kind of make it consistent. And we're going to glue that all around. You're getting some behind the scenes action with this mirror. You get to see my lights. You get to see my camera. So we glued a second row of rope. Now, the original Kirkland's piece also had like a row around the edges, and I want mine to truly be on the edge. And so I am just doing a bead of hot glue directly on the edge of the charger and gluing that to it. That's going to frame it out really nicely and give it that same vibe and look as the Kirkland's one. And just like before, we're going to do like one section at a time to make sure that our hot glue doesn't set up on us. And I don't want to get too much on the paint. Do have a few little strings, but all I got to do is kind of peel that off the mirror and clean everything up, and we should be good to go. I do the seam at the bottom just like I did the other ones. And that's going to be the bottom of my mirror. It's super cute and very lightweight, so I think it's going to be easy to hang because, again, the plastic charger is just a lightweight plastic plate and the mirror is not very heavy either. So just cleaning up any excess hot glue and trimming off any of the fuzzies that are still there. And we have a mirror. I think it turned out so cute. Very coastal. I just flip it over and I'm going to make a super easy hanger just by taking a loop of twine and tying it to itself there at the end to make a little hanger for the back. It's going to be hidden back here. I'm going to attach it right to the middle of the charger. And then since it is a mirror, I wanted to give a little extra reinforcement back there. So I'm going to take some burlap from the Dollar Tree and just glue that on top of the knot, just to secure it a little bit, but I think it's going to be fine. And we did it. We have our first Shore Living DIY, this little coastal mirror. It's so cute. Just need to clean the mirror. And here was the starter inspiration piece from Kirkland's, $200 on sale for $150. And here is the one that I recreated. Let's see, for $3.75. Pretty good deal.